Tatiana Suarez is more likely than Sean Strickland to be crowned and new at UFC 312.
I totally agree with you. Not an overreaction.
I can't get you to disagree with me on anything this week.
Now I'm definitely not coming back.
We're like the last 3 or 4 in a row. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Hit me with
I mean, I'm never picking against Dricus ever again because I think I picked every single one of his fights.
Talked about that before.
So that's the main. No, that's not the main factor. But I think Suarez is just so intriguing, right? Like this is the moment, and sure, it's not been a perfect build. There's been a lot of bumps. There's been injuries. There's been cancellations, but it's really time to just see what the skills are all about. You know, sure, like other contenders have had more opportunity to show what they have in the cage and to build themselves and fight top contenders. We've always thought she's really damn good, but we haven't really seen the ceiling. And now we have the opportunity to see, is that ceiling above Zhang Weili? And it very well could be. Whereas the main event, I feel like watching that first fight, I know there was some people had scored it for Strickland. I believe Dana White was one of them. I felt like watching that fight when I watched it the first time, and when I watched it again, I felt pretty confident that Dricus had done enough. And I think now that Dricus is rolling a little bit, he's got the Adesanya win under his belt. To me, Strickland hasn't necessarily impressed me over the last couple. I feel confident that we'll see a similar fight, like a good fight. We'll have, be fun, brawl sort of thing. But I feel like Dricus, I expect him to win similarly, but maybe even more decisively.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, Sean Strickland just doesn't strike me as a guy who's going to make a lot of adjustments. Like he's a flat-footed fighter who fights the same pretty much every time. I think he's probably trying to refine stuff. And look, I don't want to say that, and it's like I'm being insulting to Eric Nixick and the crew at Extreme Couture, but like I'm sure Eric Nixick has been working hard, studying film, right? What they can do different. I'm just not sure that Sean Strickland's going to be that good at employing those changes in the fight because he just has a style. It's different. It's different training compared to once you're in there. Like, do you stick to the game plan, or does it go out the window, right? The moment you take that first punch, or the moment you feel like you can do what you've been doing. Whereas, so that's why I don't see Strickland doing anything different. I'm with you. But whereas with this fight with Tatiana and Zhang Weili, Zhang Weili's mostly fought all strikers, and yes, she did beat Carla Esparza, who's a wrestler, but not on the level of Tatiana Suarez. Like Tatiana's going to bring that Khabib-like mentality of trying to take you down, and I'm just not sure that Zhang Weili will be able to handle it. That's why I feel pretty good about Tatiana coming away with the victory this Saturday. Is that crazy?
No, I think it's a tough fight in my head. It's one that I haven't sent my staff picks to Matt Erickson yet this week because I'm still kind of bouncing it around. Like, we kind of have Zhang Weili where we know what she does. We know she's really good. She's been proven. I think we know what she's about. Where Suarez, she hasn't faced somebody like Zhang Weili.
She hasn't either. It's true.
So it's like, there's always an element. I think sometimes I side too much with the proven versus the unproven. Like I'm not willing to take that risk of like, where does Suarez fall above her or below her? But I think with this one, I've just really liked the skills that I've seen from Suarez. I think stylistically, she poses a lot of unique threats for that division. And I think she's somebody that can kind of match that physicality from Zhang Weili, which we don't really see fighters being able to do that. So, if you ask me right now at this point in time, and people can check the staff picks later in the week to see if I flip-flop, but I think I'd be with you, man. I'm kind of leaning towards her to walk away as champion.
Yeah, I also think it's the best outcome for the UFC. New champion in the strawweight division. A lot of good fights, fun fights that you can make with Tatiana. So that's the one. That's the one. I think she's the one to get it. It's more likely. Dude, I can't believe we agree this much, Nolan. We're supposed to be disagreeing, bro.
Must be like a full moon or something. Yeah, crazy. But
MMA Junkie AI.